You like my outfit?
Super.
Do you think this is a real machine or one created by artificial intelligence? In our previous video, we observed how Monaco expresses power through restraint, where arrivals are quiet. Conversations are measured and confidence sets the tone. Today, we look closer at what truly defines these moments. Is it the supercars that shape the atmosphere, or the women who control the rhythm around them? What do you think this image is really saying? Comment, ladies, if you believe the women lead the narrative. Subscribe to the channel to continue exploring how Monaco's luxury lifestyle unfolds quietly, precisely, and without display. Are these cars from the real world or the digital world? Before a word is spoken, before a door even opens, a signal has already been sent. In Monaco, supercars are not chosen for spectacle. They function as quiet markers within an elite social network. Each vehicle communicates familiarity, access, and alignment, not shock or dominance. The sound is controlled, the presence calibrated. Nothing is excessive because excess would break the code. What matters is not rarity alone, but recognition. These cars confirm membership rather than announce achievement. They tell others silently that the individual arriving understands the rhythm of this environment. The supercar becomes a shared language understood instantly by those who belong invisible to those who do not. Yet the machine is only part of the equation. A signal requires interpretation, and in Monaco, that interpretation is shaped by the people who arrive with intention, composure, and authority. As we move forward, the focus shifts from the vehicle itself to those who truly define how these signals are read, the women who guide the atmosphere around them. The true center of gravity is not the car, but the presence that steps beside it. In Monaco, these women do not orbit luxury orbits them. Their role is not decorative and never reactive. They anchor the moment with calm authority, setting the emotional temperature before a single interaction unfolds. Conversations slow, movements adjust, and attention reorganizes itself naturally around their presence. What defines this influence is restraint. There is no rush to impress, no need to command space overtly. Confidence appears in stillness, in measured gestures, in the ability to pause without losing momentum. These women understand timing, distance, and visibility as strategic tools rather than instincts. The result is subtle control felt immediately, yet difficult to describe. This anchoring effect transforms arrivals into coordinated moments rather than isolated events. Nothing feels accidental. And as we look closer, another layer emerges: the discipline behind when these moments happen. Because in Monaco, timing itself becomes a language, and that is where the next chapter begins. Power in Monaco is rarely loud, but it is always punctual. The most revealing detail is not who arrives, but when they arrive. Timing is never accidental. Each appearance is calibrated to avoid congestion, attention spikes, or unnecessary friction. Minutes matter because at this level, time is treated as capital, protected, optimized, and never wasted. The elite do not rush yet. They are never late. Their schedules reflect control over obligations rather than submission to them. Arriving too early signals uncertainty. Arriving too late suggests imbalance. Precision becomes a quiet form of authority. It shows a life moving according to an internal structure, not reacting to external pressure. This discipline extends beyond arrivals. Conversations begin and end with clarity. Movements align with transitions rather than interrupt them. Even pauses feel deliberate, allowing space to settle before the next action unfolds. Nothing spills over its boundary. Nothing requires correction. In this environment, time is not used to impress, it is used to preserve order. That order creates calm, and calm reinforces dominance. Everything feels composed, predictable, and quietly efficient. Yet timing alone is not enough. Precision also demands foresight, an awareness of risk exposure and consequence. And that leads us to the next layer, where luxury shifts from indulgence to strategic protection. Luxury in Monaco is not about indulgence, it is about control. Every choice from the vehicle selected to the moment a door opens is designed to minimize exposure rather than attract attention. This is where wealth becomes defensive, not expressive. Nothing is left to chance because unpredictability is the true risk. The elite understand that visibility carries consequence. Arrivals are engineered to be noticed only by those who matter. Routes are familiar environments, predictable interactions limited and deliberate. Even body language reflects caution, movements are calm, measured, and non-reactive. The goal is not to dominate the room, but to move through it without friction. This approach transforms luxury into infrastructure. Cars become tools of reliability. Locations function as controlled zones. Presence is filtered, not broadcast. What appears effortless is in fact the result of constant assessment and quiet adjustment. And yet, risk management does not create silence on its own. It relies on another layer, a shared understanding of boundaries, signals, and restraint. As we continue, we step into the unspoken rules that allow this system to function smoothly, where silence itself becomes a powerful form of social currency. In Monaco, silence speaks before anyone else does. The absence of noise reaction or display is not accidental, it is a learned advantage. Those who belong understand that restraint communicates more powerfully than volume ever could. The quiet is intentional, controlled, and deeply informative. Conversations remain low gestures, minimal expressions composed. Nothing is exaggerated, because exaggeration would signal insecurity. Silence here is not emptiness. It is confidence held in reserve. It allows others to reveal themselves first, to overstep, to misread the moment. In that pause, hierarchy becomes clear without a single word exchanged. This social quiet also protects privacy. By offering less, individuals reduce exposure, misunderstanding, and unwanted attention. The less that is given, the more authority is retained. Silence becomes a form of ownership of space, of timing, of narrative. What appears calm on the surface is actually a system in motion, guided by shared understanding rather than spoken rules. And yet, silence alone cannot shape behavior. It must be supported by boundaries, invisible lines that direct movement and interaction. That brings us to the next layer, where power operates within limits few can see. Nothing in Monaco moves freely by accident. What appears effortless is guided by invisible boundaries, understood instinctively by those who belong. These boundaries are not marked by signs or barriers, but by shared awareness, where to pause, where to pass, and when to remain still. Steps are measured, distances respected, and trajectories rarely intersect by chance. Individuals move in ways that avoid disruption, preserving both privacy and flow. This discipline allows many presences to coexist without friction. No one needs to assert space because space has already been negotiated. Even interaction follows these unseen lines. Conversations adjust their distance. Gestures remain contained. Eye contact is brief but decisive. Everything aligns to maintain balance within the environment. The result is movement that feels composed, almost choreographed, yet never staged. These invisible limits do more than guide behavior, they protect hierarchy. They ensure that authority is preserved without confrontation, and that comfort is maintained without explanation. But boundaries alone do not complete the picture. When wealth reaches its highest level, it no longer needs to signal or defend itself. And that leads us to the final layer, where presence exists without performance. There is a moment when wealth no longer seeks recognition. In Monaco, that moment is easy to sense. Nothing is emphasized, nothing is explained. Presence exists without effort because it no longer needs validation. This is where status becomes internal, stable, quiet, and unquestioned. At this level, there is no urgency to impress, no need to compete for attention. Choices are made for alignment, not reaction. Clothing, movement, and arrival all feel settled as if the outcome was decided long before the moment appeared. The confidence on display is not expressive, it is structural. What stands out most is consistency. The same composure appears night after night, unchanged by crowds or cameras. This repetition removes doubt. When nothing fluctuates, nothing needs to be proven. Wealth becomes background, a condition rather than a statement. And as performance disappears, clarity emerges. What remains is not spectacle, but system. Not display, but control. From here, the story does not escalate, it concludes. Because in Monaco, the highest form of power is knowing that nothing more needs to happen. As this chapter in Monaco comes to a close, one thing becomes clear: true power. Here is built on restraint, structure, and quiet consistency. Supercars may frame the scene, but it is discipline, presence, and intention that define it. Now we turn the question to you. What do you believe truly leads these moments, the machines or the women who command the rhythm around them? Comment, ladies, if you believe presence tells the real story. If you enjoyed this perspective, like the video and subscribe to the channel for more refined observations. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next story. Hello everyone, this is our team. Here is our content creator, and here is our editor. We work day and night to deliver the best possible videos for you. We truly appreciate your support. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. Thank you for being with us.